And the title of this mini podcast is The Power of the Pivot. I'm pretty sure I'm not alone in this, but I've watched way more national news in recent years than I ever did before. And with that came a steady diet of candidates, spokespersons, cable hosts, and pundits. Lots of people talking, lots of words being used. But the thing that really jumped out at me was something known as the pivot. You know the move. A candidate gets a question they don't want to answer. They start down what sounds like the right path, just enough to give you hope. And then, smoothly, almost gracefully, they pivot. Suddenly, we're off on a side road, nowhere near the original question or desired answer. Here's the problem I see with that strategy. The question doesn't go anywhere. It just hangs there, floating, waiting to be asked again. The people who do this the most end up earning a kind of nickname, the king or queen of conversational dodgeball. And no, that's not a title anyone's chasing. But pivoting itself isn't the problem. In fact, pivoting can be incredibly powerful if you pivot towards something instead of away from it. When a question is dogging you, the instinct is to dodge, to sidestep, to hope it loses interest and wanders off. But as we've all seen, it doesn't. Just sticks around and shows up later, usually at the worst time. Pivoting towards the issue means dealing with it head on. It means finally answering the question instead of trying to outrun it. That kind of pivot usually reveals a realization that you're putting off the inevitable. And once that hits, you see that every dodge just sends you deeper down your own personal Alice in Wonderland rabbit hole. It actually reminds me of my martial arts training. One of the hardest things to learn in certain disciplines is stepping into an attack. Everything in you wants to step back, but when you step in skillfully, you take the force out of the attack and redirect it. You use its energy instead of fighting it. That's what pivoting toward does. It clears mental clutter you may have been carrying for years. When you turn towards the problem, you create space for a resolution, a real resolution, instead of another exhausting, results-free retreat. Dodging is like treading water or swimming upstream. Tons of effort, zero progress. That same energy used differently can carry you forward, downstream, towards an actual solution. So what question are you dodging? Sometimes just noticing what you're avoiding is enough to start the pivot. Here's an undeniable fact. Most problems don't solve themselves, even though we like to believe they will if we ignore them just one more time. That's the Pollyanna plan, and it rarely works. Imitating an ostrich gets you a bird's eye view of your hiding place. Pivoting towards an answer gets your head removed from some other dark hole. All the best, John.